What's up, guys? Welcome to your boy Eggman's newest video again. Today I'm going to be watching this video called What is a Chat? Black Pill versus Red Pill. First of all, I want to tell you guys that I've actually already reacted to this video, but my microphone was effing with me. So, after some contemplation, that's how you say it, right? I decided to react to it again. I think it's worth doing because I like the topic of this video, and also the first time when I was watching it, I think I could have done a better job understanding it and giving insights. Pray for your boy Eggman to not have any microphone issues ever again. I feel like I have said this 1,000 times already, but I'm just constantly getting effed. Oh my god. I shared some really nice stories in my first reaction video. We will see if I'm going to be able to share those again. Those are some really nice stories. I can tell you guys a little bit about that first. Yeah, I think I'm just going to say it now. So one time, when I was still in university, that time I was taking a yoga class every week. So as a university student of my school, it's mandatory that you take some sort of fitness class. And that time, I'm pretty sure I was pretty desperate as a single guy. I wanted to get into a relationship, but I was struggling when it comes to that. So I decided to take a yoga class, which I knew was going to have a lot of girls. Anyways, one time, I was asked by the teacher to stay in class when the class ends because I guess I didn't perform that well in the previous test. So the teacher wanted me to take the test again. That's just some fitness test. So I guess I had to do some push-ups or something. And I think one of the most beautiful girls in class, she also needed to retake the test. So we retook the test together, and then we got off class together. And I think her push-up form wasn't that good or something. So I told her how you can do your push-ups better. I think I just wanted to talk with her. But we were getting along. And because it was already the end of the class, so we started to leave the classroom and leave the campus. And then we definitely had some fun when we were chatting. The vibe was pretty good. But at that time, I was just a weirdo, I guess. My mental health back then wasn't really good. So I couldn't be myself the way I can now. I'm still not able to completely 100% be myself all the time, but I'm doing a lot better than at that time. And anyways, at that time, I didn't know how to get her contact information. I guess I wanted to play it cool. I was attracted to her, but I wanted to play it cool. I didn't want to be too direct. And then I just let her leave me in front of me. I guess she just took a taxi home. At that time, I just thought to myself, I'll try to become closer with her in our future classes. Actually, that could have been possible. I definitely should have just gotten her contact information on the spot, but at that time, I still had some chances, right? If I didn't F up in the following weeks. But I think the pandemic hit, so we stopped having classes. I think it's either she didn't always show up in the future classes, or the pandemic just hit. So I think I didn't see her ever again. Right now, I'm telling the story as if I really, really miss her. I don't actually, but I feel like I definitely missed out on a pretty nice experience. I feel like I could have gotten more close with that girl. But yeah, the pandemic hit, and that's it. I wasn't able to vibe with her again. So I think that was very unfortunate because I feel like we were definitely having a pretty good time when we were chatting after the retest, after class, if you guys know what I mean. Yeah, but I tried to find her contact information like a little creep, but it was already too late, honestly. Even if I had found her contact info and reached out to her, that would have been pretty weird. What I'm trying to say with this story is that if I was already eating a better diet back then, I would have had better mental health. And I think I would have been able to, like I said, gotten closer with that girl. That girl is pretty. Oh, F. Dang it. At least I got to talk with her. Right? Being able to talk with a pretty good looking girl is already something that's pretty, I guess, valuable. Not to sound like a simp. So the moral of the story is that clean up your goddamn diet, fix your mental health, so that you become a guy that has more game. I think you shouldn't pretend to be someone that you are not. You shouldn't try to learn some game, how to act, things like that. You should just be that kind of person and naturally do things that are going to help you. If I can use my now state when I was at that time, I could have definitely gotten a lot more close with that girl because I'm a more calm, chill guy now instead of my past self being nervous, being more shy, stuff like that. So, guys, I feel like this video is not going to be more interesting than the story I just shared. But let's still watch it, alright, alright. In the thumbnail, we can see Tristan Tate holding his cigar on the right side. I guess he represents the red pill side. That's funny. That kind of entails that he's not the most attractive person in the world, right? I honestly think he is pretty charming. I feel like mindset, personality is pretty huge for me. As far as I can feel, I think Tristan, his personality or mindset is pretty admirable. The person on the left represents, I guess, the black pill side. I don't really know who this guy is. Honestly, I don't feel like he really deserves to represent the black pill side. I feel like there could be a better representation. And in the middle, we have a chat figure. That's funny. What is a chat? It's your boy Eggman. I think my jawline is pretty solid, but it's still not a Chad-like jawline, if you guys know what I mean. My jawline is still like a little funny. It's not very masculine, I guess.
There seems to be a disconnect in the different realms of the manosphere as to what is a Chad. It is agreed that a Chad is the type of man that can elicit near universal positive response from women.
What did he just say? I like that expression. Elicit near universal positive response from women. Imagine being able to do that. Don't you guys feel like life can be so good? I feel like for me, I am able to elicit no feeling most of the time to women because I am pretty normal, right? I went to a Costco yesterday to buy my beef and I went to the meat section. And at that time, there was a girl that was also trying to buy some beef. So I naturally had to get close to her. And I could see that she wasn't phased whatsoever. She was just acting completely normally. And I was just thinking, if I was a more good-looking person, I feel like she's going to be more shy. She's going to notice that and want to keep more distance from me because of her shy feeling. I was thinking that. I think that can happen, right? I can't really know because I'm not that kind of person. But I feel like it's going to make sense that happens. For example, if I'm checking out what beef I'm going to buy, and I notice that a good-looking girl is near me, she's also checking out what beef she wants to buy. I feel like I'm going to be a little nervous. I mean, I'm sure I will be nervous, and I'm going to act a little differently. Yeah, let's keep watching the video, guys. Why the fuck do we stop at this scene?
He is the man that other guys aspire to be, and he is the man that has a lot of success with women and in life in general.
He says that other guys aspire to be a Chad. Do I aspire to be a Chad? I feel like aspire is a little too strong, I guess. I'm pretty happy with the way I am now. But if I'm able to be more attractive, pretty more Chad-like, it's not going to hurt. Do I aspire? I wouldn't say so, for me personally. Why the fuck did I pause at here?
However, when it comes to the online communities, there seems to be a general disagreement of what kind of character.
Nice editing. I wonder how he did this. I would like to become better at editing. I wonder if I'm pausing the video too much. I'll try to find a balance, guys.
Characteristics makes a Chad. The two major groups within the manosphere would be the black pill and the red pill. Black pillars believe that most of your attractiveness comes from
Whoa, these Chads are so good looking. My hearts are pumping. That's how you say it, right? Boom, 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 boom.
Facial attractiveness and height.
Look at that
while
eyes.
red pillars believe that almost any
Look at our boy Hamza.
man can become a Chad if he improves his fitness shape, social skills, overall status, and wealth. Now here's the thing. Both of these groups are not necessarily wrong.
He said that every red pillar think every man can become a Chad as long as they level up their money, their physique, stuff like that. I'm not sure if every red pillar thinks like that. I was definitely pretty red pill before. I watched for sure a lot of red pill content. One that came to my mind is a channel called Base Zeus. I guess that's a pretty big red pill channel, and yeah, I definitely watched a bunch of that channel's videos. I think at that time, I probably wasn't thinking that every man can become a Chad. I guess I didn't even know the term Chad. But for me, I feel like starting from when I was pretty little, I already knew that looks are pretty important. I already could notice that some people are cooler, more attractive, and I knew that they would have an easier time with girls. It's a very natural feeling. I just naturally had this idea. I think I naturally wanted to get closer with people that are more attractive. I mean, guys that are more attractive. I kind of want to be their, how do you say that? Fans? Not fans. Like their little brothers. No, I don't know how to say it. Like someone who walk behind them. Anyways.
But rather, it is their approach and worldview that is not the most accurate. For instance, the hardcore black pill leaves you thinking that you don't stand a chance if you don't have a traditional hyper-attractive face and stand at least 6 feet tall. On the other end, the red pill just tells you to go to the gym, make more money.
Nice footage. He used a normie or like, I guess sub 5. Not trying to be disrespectful. That's working out.
Talk to more people and learn new skills.
What I try to tell you, this country, you gotta make the money first. Then when you get the money, you get the power. Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
But how many men out there are already doing this and still not seeing?
I don't know if you guys know who that guy is. I'm pretty sure that guy is the camera person of a channel called Athlean-X. Because I was a workout guy before. I used to watch a lot of Athlean-X videos. He should have told me to eat a clean diet, a meat-based diet. He was just teaching me how to work out. I think I have accumulated a lot of injuries on my body because I was working out too much.
Success in the dating market. A lot. And this is because the red pill does not address the core issue, that there is a limit in how much attractive women...
Oh, I'm fucked. I know every single one of them. I'm effed. Why am I so nerdy, guys? I'm not even paying attention to what he's saying. Holy crap.
Individual can become due to genetic factors. But the black pill community is also not immune to flaws. I noticed in general they are also notorious for exaggerating and making ridiculous statements such as, Chad can get away with anything.
As enticing as...
Can Chad get away with anything? You know what? Last time I was watching Face IQ's video, and he gave an example of, I guess, a pretty attractive guy. He was RAPE some girls, or I guess he KILL some people. I'm not exactly sure what that guy did, but that guy committed some very bad things, and apparently he still had a lot of fangirls. So I thought that was pretty insane. I thought that was a little, I couldn't really accept that this is a thing, you know. And we have our boy Play with Fire. I know every single one of red pillars.
Your offer is random hookups are my jam, although I do appreciate your transparency, not wasting my time.
Let me see what the messages say. Hey gorgeous, I was waiting for your message. Wanna have some fun together for the holidays? Take you out for some drinks, see how the chemistry is, and then back to my place. The person replies, as enticing as your offer is, random XX are my jam. Okay. I mean, for me, this kind of convo is absolutely imaginable. Some girls are just not that casual, right? So, yeah, to say chats can get away with anything is definitely too big of a stretch, right?
Best of luck in your search. Now, the black pillars seem to operate on this idea that if you're like a, really good looking guy, like every chick is just gonna be down to fuck you. But that's not really the case.
They also have a ton of...
Yeah, it's not that extreme. It's definitely going to help you a lot, but you still need to be pretty normal. You can't be a very mean person. Or like, I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about this, I feel like you can get away with a lot of things. A lot of the things you do are going to be interpreted as good. But anyways, it's still not to the point that you can get away with anything. I think no one is going to disagree with that.
Blind spots, specifically when it comes to sex appeal, body, and understanding the true female gaze. These are all topics I've talked about in the past, so if you are interested in learning more, check them out. But where does the truth rely on? Who is right? Well, both groups have their points. In my opinion, you shouldn't be tied to just one way of thinking. I never understood why people get caught up in labels and are incapable of looking at the big picture. It's time to zoom out, guys.
Zoom out.
Instead, you should take bits from every quote-unquote pill and understand that reality is a lot more nuanced than the black and white thinking that the black pill and red pill tends to portray.
Yeah, when I was first watching this video, I thought the sentence was pretty beautiful. Let us read it again.
A lot more nuanced than
the reality is a lot more nuanced
than the black and white thinking that the black pill and
than the black and white thinking that the black pill
red pill tends to portray.
And red pill tends to portray. Oh my god, nuanced. I like that word.
With this in mind, it is obvious that facial attractiveness, body attractiveness, and height are core pillars of an individual's attractiveness. On the front end, that is what people see of you when they don't know anything else about you.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that other things such as your skills.
Let's check out the girls here. I wonder if you guys think those girls are attractive, because I feel like my beauty standards as a Taiwanese plus Asian can be different from people who grew up in a English-speaking country, or people that are white, people that are black, stuff like that. So I personally don't find those girls to be extremely attractive. I think they look pretty normal to me. I wonder what you guys think. But I feel like it's not too appropriate to do that. I don't know.
Such as your skills, ability to make money, charisma, being a good speaker, having a fun and outgoing.
I think I really value that. By the way, I want to tell you guys that the guy that's showing up here, my barber, he's able to recreate similar hairstyles. So he likes to use this guy's pictures as a way to let people know if you get your hair cut by him, you are going to be able to get similar hairstyles. Yeah, so some people might know that I used to have long hair. I guess that kind of hairstyle was a little bit inspired by this right here, although this one right here is obviously shorter. But yeah, my previous long hairstyle was kind of related to this one right here. But I want to say that I think being able to speak well is it's a trait that's going to make you more attractive. For me at least. I think it's pretty hard. There are a lot of factors that can stop you from speaking well. One big one is nervousness. You're going to worry how people are going to judge you. And to be able to speak well under that kind of pressure, I think if you are able to do that, I think it's very admirable. So actually, when it comes to this aspect, I respect Andrew Tate a lot. He has more haters than I can imagine, but he's still able to speak insanely well. You guys need to understand this, because if you didn't create content online before, you're probably not going to be too aware of this. But some people's harsh comments can really affect you when you are speaking in front of a camera, or when you know that what you are doing now is going to be shown online. But I think Andrew is just always going to be able to be very tough, be able to speak his mind in a very brave, very masculine way. I think that's very amazing. I wouldn't say I want to become like him, but that's definitely an admirable trait. I think that's kind of underrated. Maybe a lot of people, when they see Andrew say some controversial points, they just want to disagree with him. But they fail to recognize that it takes a lot of balls to say what he says with the amount of attention he has and the amount of hate he has gotten.
Personality and all other factors in basic human interaction don't matter. So by now you should have the understanding that everything is important. And instead of thinking on absolute terms such as X or Y being the only thing that matters, you should look at male attractiveness in form of buckets. And the more buckets you fill, the more attractive and complete overall you will be as a man. It would be better.
Let me think about what I can improve as a man. My attractiveness, obviously. If you are still watching this video, let me tell you guys how tall I am. I'm about 175 centimeters. So that can definitely be improved. Not to say that I can still become taller, but that's definitely kind of not a very big strength of mine, right? And obviously my face is not very attractive, it's pretty mid. And my spine, I've already talked about this in my previous videos, but I have scoliosis. It's pretty severe. So actually, if you are pretty observant, you are going to be able to notice that when you look at me from the outside. Because when I walk, it can seem a little off. And my left shoulder is kind of more up compared to the right one. And my neck is naturally going to tilt a little bit toward the right. that's definitely a minus, right? That's not going to help with my attractiveness. When it comes to my personality, I definitely can be more brave. And I think I work pretty hard now, but I can work more hard. I think I should become better at controlling myself. Because sometimes I know it's not a good idea for me to be checking random videos online. I should just go to sleep. But a lot of the times I'm still going to be doing things I know I'm not really supposed to do. So this aspect I definitely should work on. I want my English to be better. I want to be able to, I guess, be more comfortable when I'm speaking English. Yeah, that's it for now.
To be a 7 out of 10 in all the buckets, as opposed to having severe imbalances such as being an 8 out of 10 in a few categories, and then having other categories where you were below 5 out of 10. The black pill puts most, if not all, of the weight on facial attractiveness and height. So arbitrary if person A has a higher facial attractiveness and is taller, they would be perceived as more attractive than person B. A more red pill approach puts more emphasis on your body attractiveness, status, and wealth. So if individual B has a better physique, has more wealth and status, then he would be perceived as more attractive. But is that how it plays out in the real world? Well, it depends.
So he is saying that according to red pill's ideology, if a guy facially is not that attractive and is not that tall, but he has money, he has a good body, he has status, he is going to be more attractive than a guy who is tall and handsome. Yeah, I guess he's right. Red pill definitely pretty emphasize the importance of body, money, status, things like that, to portray an idea that no matter who you are, you can become really high value.
Let's take a look at this example. Person A is Alessandro Della Sola, and person B is Nick Bateman.
Okay.
As you can see, according to the black pill community, Alessandro Della Sola should be the clear winner since he...
I don't know who these people are, so I don't really know how famous each one of them is, or how rich each one of them is, stuff like that. But I guess he's saying that the person on the right is less attractive, but he has more status and more money, right?
His facial attractiveness is exceptional and higher than Nick's. There are only a few men in the world who are at this level. The red pill would actually say that Nick Bateman will be more successful in the dating market overall, having a higher SMV and overall attractiveness on average because he...
Oh, okay.
He has a better physique, higher status, and higher wealth.
So the person on the left facially is more attractive, but his body is less attractive compared to the person on the right. And yeah, the person on the right, he has 6M followers, has a better body. For me personally, I think the one who is more attractive is actually hard to pick. Because obviously the guy on the left, he facially is pretty attractive, right? I wonder why he has less. Does this mean he has 20.4k followers or 204k? Because for his attractiveness and the fact that he was mentioned in this video, he should have more followers, right? Let me know in the comments, which one do you guys think is more attractive, alright? It's hard to choose, to be honest. I feel like they are kind of at the same level. I don't know how tall each of them is. If I know that, I think it will be easier for me to make the decision, but that's my answer for now.
Higher status and higher wealth, but you can see that this doesn't work in all the cases either. For example, if we compare Nick with Tristan Tate, the lines get more blurred out. But on average, I would say Nick Bateman has higher SMV despite Tristan Tate being taller, having a more impressive physique as well as being wealthy.
The black pill is correct in this case.
Higher SMV despite Tristan Tate being taller, having a more impressive physique as well as being wealthier. Based on observation,
what the fuck?
There are a few main groups of men who can...
Okay. I guess this creator thinks Tristan is less attractive than the one on the left. And he probably didn't really say the reasons, but he pointed out that Tristan has a better physique and have more money. Something like that, right? Let me see. I personally am biased toward Tristan. I feel like I like him more. His body is pretty countable, you know, not to sound gay. Let me know in the comments. Who do you think is more attractive? And I guess Tristan is probably more than likely better at talking, at speaking than the person on the left. Because Tristan is probably one of the better speakers in the world, right? He's Tate's brother. How bad at speaking can you be if you are that kind of person? And I want to tell you guys that I enjoyed checking out a debate between Tristan and a vegan. So if you guys are interested in that, you can check that out. I enjoyed that convo. Pretty philosophical and entertaining, I guess.
physique as well as being wealthier. Based on observation, there are a few main groups of men who can basically be considered chads. Men with extremely high levels of looks and regular status and wealth, usually 7.5 or 8 plus out of 10 facially in most black pill scales. Men with fairly decent handsome faces, but not anything outstanding, with a good physique and at least average height. They can also have a good amount of status, usually 6 plus in most black pill scales facially, or men with any of the above but celebrity status. And this last group leads us to the biggest misconception of the black pill community, which is this idea that women will throw themselves at chads with ease in any given situation, context, and time of the day. The only group of men who will get this type of treatment is men who possess the looks and celebrity status.
Interesting. So I guess this particular category is the peak of men, for lack of a better word. If you are this kind of man, women are going to throw themselves at you. I guess that's kind of valid. I can definitely see women or like girls trying to pursue this kind of guys. They have looks and they have celebrity status, right? I wouldn't blame you if you want to pursue this kind of guy, if you're a girl.
This is commonly observed in actors, musicians, and
what the fuck is that?
actors.
Why does our boy have long nipples? I don't know what's with that.
Musicians and professional athletes.
Curry.
In
Wow,
some
look at
instances,
her
the
biting her
celebrity
lips.
status is so strong that even medium ugly celebrities such as Adam Driver get the so-called Chad treatment. But if you analyze
Chad
and
treatment.
follow my guidelines, you would understand that even Adam Driver
Trinity
has
of
strong
looks.
points about his looks,
Oh.
namely his physique
Wow.
and height. So in most cases, on
Interesting.
average, if you belong to Group 1, women are not going to throw themselves at you, but you will get a good performance in online dating. This is not to say that you never get approached.
Austin Dunham and Fitless. How do you pronounce his name? FitX Fearless. I'm definitely going to react to some of his videos in the future. Stay tuned for that, guys.
In terms of online dating, the Group 2 is more dependent on what type of pictures they use. For this men, it is extremely important to have a good physique and good lifestyle pictures in order to get a great performance out of online dating. This is not to say that Group 1 shouldn't also try to optimize their pictures. They will still see better performance if they do that instead of just using random low-effort selfies.
Oh,
Still see better performance if they do that instead of just using random low-effort selfies.
who is this guy? Wow, interesting. He used a before and after picture, for example. That's kind of creepy. Why do you want to analyze someone's likes from their pictures? But there are a lot of factors. You can say he got more likes simply because the picture looks better, right? But I get his point.
If you are trying to optimize your looks and find out where you stand, you can get your personalized looks maxing plan and rating from myself by clicking on the first link of the description and pinned comment. That's it for today. If you guys enjoy my content, make sure you subscribe and click on the bell to get notified, and check the rest of my channel to learn all about looks maxing.
Follow this guy if you want to become a Chad, alright? If you want to be able to sound this masculine. I'm trying to sound like this guy. I guess that's AI. Oh, it's kind of damaging to my throat. My throat has already been damaged. Oh my god. Holy crap, bola. Time to hydrate, guys. Alright, guys. I guess the conclusion is that a lot of things matter, right? Your looks matter, your body matters, although that's kind of part of your looks. And then your skills matter, your status matter, stuff like that. So let's work on ourselves, guys. Let's chattify together. The video is probably already going to be pretty freaking long, so I wanted to check the comments, but let's not do that for today. Alright. I hope you guys enjoyed my yoga girl story. That was a pretty romantic, I guess, story. I hope I'm going to be able to edit it in a way that's going to make the story pretty digestible. Guys, I like making videos. Thank you guys for all the kind words you have been telling me. I like receiving those messages. Time to work hard, guys. Lock in.